to another video. In this video, oh my gosh, this is regarding the recent backlash that video games have been getting. And I really wanted to just talk about this. I'm not going to mention any freaking presidents or anything. I'm just going to give you my views on it. Now, obviously, all the freaking videos on my channel are gaming related. Yeah, or at least have gaming in the background. Now, while I can understand people's, worriedness about the violent video games and how they affect their child's behavior and everything, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the cause of it. And I want to say this. If you're honestly gonna say that, hey, violent video games caused this person to do this, why are you so sure that it's the video games? Are you not aware that there are these things called movies, action-packed cinemas, that, sell very freaking well. People spend a lot of time in it. And, yeah. It's something that a lot of people enjoy. I mean, look at Black Panther. Everyone's praising that thing, right? That thing's getting a lot of praise. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but hey, I think there's violence in that movie. You don't hear anyone talking about that. Why is it always the video games that people are coming after, huh? Why is it always the video games? And someone's probably like, oh, you're just a freaking video game player, so you wouldn't understand. Here's the thing. Just because I play something, I don't blind myself. I get it. There's violence. There's blood. There's freaking crazy ways to execute people. Like, there is I guess you could say a kind of twistedness in it that you just don't really see in other places. But here's the thing. Movies have that. Driving has that. There's plenty of things that have that, There's plenty of things that have that. And, the fact that the video games are like the only thing being targeted is really what pisses me off. Because, hey, you know a really good movie that a lot of people love to watch and stuff like that? Expendables. That is a movie that people freaking adore, man. Expendables, freaking love that thing. And with a good reason, it's a great movie. But when it's to the point where, hey, I'm just gonna look at this violent movie where people's heads are literally exploding and getting chopped off and they're getting blown apart, and I'm gonna look at that and basically say nothing. But I'm gonna look at a freaking virtual world with virtual blood, with virtual monsters consisted of ones and zeros, and say that, hey, this is gonna negatively impact my child. I got news for y'all. You know what football basically could tell me from what I know about football? Go tackle someone. And it's a very popular sport. You don't hear anyone talking about that. I'm so sick of the video game scapegoating. I also want to say that, hey, there's plenty of things that can go into this. And one thing that people never consider is, how is that person treated at school? That's never considered. Like, he was just someone who was like all by himself, and I'm really sick of them like just basically saying, oh, it's because he was all by himself and he was all lonely, and he was wrong all the time, and like he would think of like some really wrong things in his head, and maybe sometimes it's like that. But when it's to the point where you're trying to basically group all of them together like that, that's when I disagree. And I simply disagree because, hey, you can have literally everything everything. Friends, family, and stuff like that. But let's just say that once you go to school and you get into like a certain classroom, people just act like the biggest pieces of garbage that you'll ever see. You know? And you can't say that, oh, that doesn't happen, because it does. It really freaking does. It happens at an alarming rate. And you know, it's considered a norm to treat someone like garbage. Like, here's my thing. We're in a society that tries to tell us, you know, oh, you know, do the right thing, you know, don't bully people like that. Yet there's no punishment for bullying. Why is there no punishment for bullying? Like, I was watching this video, and I'm probably sure at least some people have probably seen it, where this kid straight up killed himself pretty much because he was bullied. Now, some people are gonna say, well, that's his fault, and he didn't have to. But here's my thing. Don't try and act like, oh, it was all his fault, you know, like, it was all him. What about what drove him to do that, huh? What about what drove him to do that? Why are we just forgetting that, hey, these people aren't like this, okay? Like, they're driven to these things. They are straight up driven to these things. No one is going to admit that. We're just going to look at the fact that, hey, he shot up a school. Hey, he did this. Hey, he did this. You know, like, and it's with good reason, because I'm not saying that was okay. I'm not saying that was okay to do. He killed a lot of people, and he caused their parents and their loved ones to feel the same thing that he felt by doing that, you know? But when they try and just act like that guy was just, you know, it was all him, that's when I get frustrated, because while I was bullied a little, I look at some of these stories and I'm like, the extent that they're bullied is absolutely ridiculous. And you know, no one admits that these kids are bullied. They only admit the wrong that they did and how, oh, it was such a horrendous act. Oh my gosh. And trust me, it is. I'm not trying to make that seem like it wasn't. But the fact that they're gonna overlook the fact that, hey, this kid might have been bullied. Hey, these kids that he chose to kill, there's a reason why he only killed maybe 10, 15, 20 people max. You know, there's a reason why he went after a certain number of people. That's all I'm saying. Because that person there might have been causing him some freaking harm. Might have been freaking stuffing him in a locker. Might have been, you know, like just doing all types of bullcrap against the guy. But guess what? They don't get any punishment. They get to get away with basically telling you that you are worthless and you are a piece of garbage. What punishment do they receive, guys? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, that guy who got away with basically making that kid want to commit suicide, what punishment did he receive? I really would like to know. Can someone tell me? Because, I don't think he received any. And it's this overwhelming sense of, hey, these guys can do whatever they want and then essentially bully you. But the moment that you, like, choose to retaliate, then that's when everyone wants to say what a tragedy it is. You know? That's when they want to say, oh, this shouldn't have happened. This will never happen again. You know, that's not what's gonna happen. What needs to happen is, hey, we need to find a way to really stop bullying. Not by freaking saying, oh, we're just gonna make sure this doesn't happen anymore. No, we need to find a way to make sure that it actually doesn't happen. Because it's stupid. It's genuinely stupid. The fact that someone can get away with essentially screwing you over, and then you know, you're the one who's just seen as the monster, even though these guys drove you to that. They don't look at, hey, I might have been drove to this. They don't look at that. They just look at, hey, he did this, he did that. So, yeah, he deserves everything that's coming to him. And, wow. Because I'm telling you, I have a lot of friends that were bullied. I have a lot of friends that were bullied. And I'll tell you what. They tell me and they say, you know what, there are just moments where I just wanted to, like, slit that guy's throat. Doesn't mean that they did it, but they wanted to. You know why? Because they're sick of it happening. They're sick of it happening. No one can put up with something forever, ladies and gentlemen. No one can put up with something forever. There just comes to a point in time where you have enough. If you're getting bothered by a mosquito, and that mosquito is constantly, you know, just biting you, you're eventually gonna retaliate. I see bullying as the same freaking way. You can't honestly expect me to say, hey, it's okay for this person to get bullied and not retaliate. I'm not saying that it's okay that they shot up a school or something like that. What I mean is, what punishment are you giving the bullies to de-incentivize that? Huh? They're not getting any punishment. They're getting away with it. And it's frustrating because now video games are taking the hit. Video games are taking the hit for something that pretty much isn't even the game's fault. It's because stupid people chose to make stupid decisions, which led to someone basically just snapping and having enough. Ah, man, oh man. What do you guys think on this subject? Let me know in the comments below. Rate the video, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.